And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Thursday, October 21st. I am Josh Engleman, and I'm here to break it all down. We're going to walk through every single game on this slate, and lucky for us on this Thursday, it's only 3. So we're going to touch on all 3 games. We're going to look at rotations, minutes, rate adjustments, whatever we need to do to make some changes. We are going to do that to start off the day. But I need you guys to start off the day by hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Helps me out a ton. And honestly, my ego loves seeing the number of likes on the video go up and up and up throughout the day. Can't help it. It is something I look for. Shouldn't, but I do. Last night did not go according to plan. 11-game slates are tough. You really just sort of need to hit the nuts, which is difficult. I mean, obviously, you kind of need to do that every night, but at the same time, when it's big like this, and you get days where you get someone like Jaylen Brown going to OT, dropping 46 on a day where we weren't even confident he was going to play when it started. Harrison Barnes, monster day. Zach LaVine, Cat, Ja, Jared Allen with a really big day. Robert Williams had 8 stocks, which is nuts. 16 points as well. I believe he had he picked up 1 foul later. I know he had 0 fouls at some point in time in the fourth quarter. If Robert Williams is going to go through games with no fouls, the Celtics are going to be better than you would expect. Now, obviously, it didn't go their way, but either way, you know what I mean. No Josh Richardson. That helps. Sabonis slowed down, thank God, but that ultimately didn't matter for me. I'm just happy to be here. So, we got 3 games. We should be able to work our way through them pretty easily. A little bit of overlap from night 1. We got a 10-gamer tomorrow, and just letting everybody know, we're probably going to move through it pretty quickly. We will be starting at 6:30, but I have a hard out at 7:30, so we'll move pretty quickly through tomorrow's show, but we'll have a lot of time to work through it all today. It's great to have everybody here. 38 viewers all out of the gate, but 28 likes. That's the way that I like to see it. Good morning to everybody. I love seeing the coffee cups in chat. I'm going to drop my own little coffee cup just so people know. And I think we're probably ready to just kick this one off and get started. So rise and grind, everybody. You guys know the drill. Cheers. Absolutely got to give you guys the cheers. It wouldn't be right otherwise. Grab your waters and coffees and teas and beers and vodkas and whatever you got. Get your joints out. Get your ciggies out. It's another morning. Let's talk basketball. Cheers, everybody. Still too hot. We'll do what we can do. I didn't update my text on this, but we'll update it once it hits the screen. So let's switch it on over. Let's get out of the studio. Let's fix this. Thursday, 3 games. Make it a little bit bigger. There we go. We in? And now I got to give a shout out to the presenting sponsor of this show. That would be Prize Picks. Use the promo code Awesemo when you sign up. Get 100% instant match deposit bonus when you do so. Guys, if I told you that you can get into a contest tonight and guarantee a double up, you would do it. You would just try to find that money. You should do the same thing for Prize Picks. We've got the data on the website to help you out too. A lot of free stuff as well, player props and the like. But just sign up at Prize Picks. I promise you, you'll be happy that you did, especially for the free loot. Oh, man. Matthew says, gonna need to smoke some cigarettes to come off the high of being at the Garden. Yeah, that was probably a really fun game to be at. I have seen a basketball game at the Garden before. It was not the New York Knicks. I saw Duke play St. John's there with my dad when I was like a junior or a senior in high school. It's probably 2002. St. John's won the game. God, I'm going to get the name wrong. I want to say that it was Marcus Thornton, but we'll find out in a second because I'm going to look it up. Got fouled with no time left and hit a free throw to win it to beat Duke. All right, so let's say Duke, St. John's, last second free throw, 2002, I'm going to say. That'll get me. Ooh, maybe it was 2003? Was this it? Nope, this is definitely not the game where they won by 40. Let's search MSG. Maybe that'll help. Yep, there it is. Nope, that's 2018. Thornton. Now I just want to know. Is this it? Yep, St. John's beat Duke 83-82. Look at how old this ESPN website is once it comes up. Oh my God. Was it Thornton that hit the free throw? Thornton. Is his first name Marcus? No. Bootsy? I might actually still be Marcus. Anyway, thanks for sending me down memory lane. Appreciate that, Matthew. That was fun. All right, let's talk basketball. Let's talk NBA basketball. And let's talk a team that we have not talked about yet. They have not played. We have the Atlanta Hawks. And generally speaking, this team is deep. But Q-tag on Gallo, which is just chef's kiss for this season. Gallo already questionable. Hasn't even played yet. I don't know how that's possible, but oh well. Trey's in. Capella's in. Lou Will questionable as well. I mean, I'm treating everybody like they're playing today. So let's just go ahead and start locking and loading here. Atlanta taking on Dallas, by the way. So this is like the Trey Young, Luka Doncic bowl. And this one is in Atlanta. So 35 minutes straight out of the gate goes to Trey Young. I think 32 minutes for Clint Capella seems pretty reasonable. Onyeka Okongwu is not healthy. I don't know if they're going to go to Gorgie Jang because obviously they can just stagger John Collins with Clint Capella. That's really the tricky question. Do they go to any minutes for Jang? Because if they do, we're probably just not going to see a lot of John Collins at the 5. And, you know, in the regular season, I don't know how much that matters. Hell, in the playoffs, I don't even know if that's a good thing. I'm going to give one rotation to Gorgeous Dong for right now. And then give the other rotation, or give another 10 minutes to John Collins there and let him pick up his full 32 after that. So then backup point guard, for all intents and purposes, I assume is going to be DeLon Wright. But if we expect Lou Will to play, okay, so let's count this out. So we've got Trey Young, Bogdanovich, Hunter, Collins, Capella, Gallo, Herter, Reddish, DeLon Wright. Like, is DeLon Wright Lou? That's 10 right there. That can't be the rotation. So Atlanta's either going to a bigger than 10-man rotation, or someone in the Gallo, Herter, Reddish, Wright, Lou Will group isn't going to play today. Because I think that they might go to Jang, or I thought I read Jalen Johnson might see some time. He is active. I'm going to treat Lou Will like he's not playing. I'm going to give DeLon Wright the backup point guard minutes. Although, it's possible it's just Lou Will and DeLon Wright's not going to play, but that's a mistake. That is a giant mistake. DeLon Wright is someone that should play. More than Lou Williams at this point. All right, I'm moving forward with that. DeLon Wright makes too much sense. Bogdanovich, Hunter, Herter, Reddish. I figure Bogdanovich is going to end up more 2-3. So let's get Kevin Herter's minutes in first. I'm figuring something like 24. That allows me to go 24 to Bogdanovich plus another 6. Let's take him to 30. DeAndre Hunter is going to need to play probably the other minutes at the 4. Once I give whatever to Gallo. So let's give Gallo 20. 6 for Hunter there. Let's go 28 on DeAndre Hunter. That leaves me 20 for Cam Reddish. 10-man rotation. It's technically a 9-man rotation because I don't really count Gorgie Jang, which means that I am leaving out Lou Will, which I'm okay with, but I'm also leaving out Jalen Johnson, which I'm not okay with. But against Dallas, maybe it doesn't matter as much. I don't think Jalen Johnson is actually going to get that run. The Lou Will minutes won't. I mean, they do matter. I guess that's the question. Who's more likely to play today? Lou Will or Gorgie Jang? I tend to say that it's Jang for this matchup, but Lou Will just seems so superfluous to this team. Yeah, look, plenty of time. This is the assumption that I'm going with for right now. And if we do, probably going to need to make some rate adjustments because I don't think that we can move forward with Trae Young taking a 2% usage haircut. So, everybody's healthy. This is basically the same team as before. I just want Trae Young to have 33% usage. There's no real other way around it for me. The question then becomes, who else needs the bump? Because John Collins at the 4 and John Collins at the 5 is way different. So if I put Clint Capella on the floor, which I think is important, that means that John Collins has to be at the 4. When Clint Capella is on, John Collins' usage rate is 18.3. So Capella is the linchpin here. 18.8 for Collins doesn't sound crazy. I'm going to go to 19.5. I'm going to split the difference. Gallo, I believe, took like a bit of a usage hit last year, so I think I'm okay with that. But we'll run it off the top of my head for right now. Rob Martin, good morning. It's good to see you guys. Good morning to everybody. It's a good day, man. Basketball is here. Day 3. We've got a lot more to go. We'll see where we end up by the end of this season. Hunter, Collins, Gallo. I guess I'm good with this. Although Bogdanovich being under 20 seems incorrect. So I'm just going to round him off at 20. Trae Young had a 13% assist rate last year. All right, so every other rate I'm just going to keep for right now. Actually, let's put Capella back on. I want to see what John Collins' rebounding rates are. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to go down quite a bit, and I want to account for that. John Collins' rebounding rate, 2.7 offense, 8.8 defense. Yeah, let's just round off that corner at 9.5. Mark, yeah, I think Reddish for 20 sounds pretty reasonable. Again, going off the assumption that Atlanta is playing 10 guys, I don't really see anything crazy here. All right, we're going to switch over to Dallas now. Another team we haven't talked about yet. We know what we're getting out of Dallas. Not a lot of turnover here. Some, but not a ton. We brought in Reggie Bullock and Sterling Brown, which I think are really nice pickups for Dallas. You know where it all starts, though, that's for sure. Luka Doncic. Actually, Dwight Powell. So I'm going to assume Powell's playing, 24 minutes. How were they last year with Powell? Because this was a team that, had the best offense in basketball 2 years ago. And a lot of that happened with Dwight Powell at the 5 before he tore his ACL. Achilles. So last year, how were the Magic? Yeah, the Mavericks. See, that's how you know that it's 6:44 a.m. when I can't even speak correctly. I'm calling teams the wrong teams. All right, so if we put in Dwight Powell at center, why is this not updating for me? Am I not going to be able to check this right now? This is going to bother me. Why are the Mavericks not populating? Okay, there we go. I just need to be more patient. All right, Dwight Powell on at center. How were they last year? All right, so they were plus 3.3 with Powell on. I guess technically speaking, I want to see it for when they got the stars on. So let's do Powell and Zinger, because that's really what matters most to me, if that's what they're starting with. Minus 10.7 in 244 minutes last year. That is not ideal. Okay. I don't know. It's not like Jason Kidd's going to be looking at this stuff. We got to remember, this is not Rick Carlisle anymore. So the notions of what we thought we had with Dallas prior to right now are not the same as they've been for a couple years. And that's going to be really difficult to break down because we have no idea. Like, if Jason Kidd just really likes Trey Burke, then Trey Burke's going to be in this rotation. That's tricky. So I'm going to give Dwight Powell 24 minutes, but I'm not going to be comfortable with it. I'm going to give Porzingis the other 24 minutes, plus another 8 here at the 4. Jalen Brunson's going to play like 22. And then that leaves me, I'm just going to say Luke is playing the other 26, plus another 10. Dorian Finney-Smith. Now we got to get Maxey in there at the 4. Let's say 24 minutes for Maxey, 16 more for Dorian Finney-Smith, plus another 16. So that's 6 guys. So we got 4 more to go. We know that we need to get Tim Hardaway probably 30 minutes. We'll call that at the 2. So now we have 40 minutes left for 3 guys. Sterling Brown, Reggie Bullock, insert 10th guy here. I don't know who that's going to be. So Sterling Brown, Reggie Bullock is obviously going to play a decent chunk of time here, you would think. So that leaves me 20 minutes for the final 2 guys. Let's say that it's, is Sterling Brown just not going to play a lot? Does Willie Cauley-Stein get on the floor? I'm going to go something like this. 8 minutes there to Sterling Brown, and then it's probably not Ntilikina. It honestly might be Willie Cauley-Stein. If I'm looking at this right now, I think it's Willie Cauley-Stein. So I'm going to give Willie Cauley-Stein 8 minutes. I'm going to give Sterling Brown 12. So we need to move another 8 off of Porzingis at center. That takes it to 16 and 16. And then this is going to be 24 and 8. Got it. All right, so Dallas is in. Rate changes. We've got Luka at 36% usage. That works. Tim Hardaway's at 22%. All right, so everybody's able to stay where they're supposed to be. That works perfectly for me. I don't really have any changes here. So now we can look at both teams. So here's Atlanta. And on the surface, nobody immediately jumps off the page. Trae Young on DraftKings, I'd say, would be the guy closest to jumping off the page. 9,100 on DK. I like that boom percentage. Ceiling looks good. But really, anything in that Atlanta starting five is going to be your focus. I don't see anybody on the bench that I want to take like a large scale flyer on. Because Kevin Huerter's too expensive. Kevin Huerter's $5K on FanDuel and $6,200 on Draft. Kevin Huerter's got his playoff pricing. Gallo, if he's playing 20 minutes, he can get there, but you don't love it. Huerter would have been the guy that you could have got to off the bench, but you're not going to be able to because of the price. Maybe on FanDuel it's a little easier, but $6,200 on DraftKings, Kevin Huerter needs what? He needs 41 to hit his boom score. I mean, that's a healthy day. 41. If he plays 24 minutes, that's 1.7 fantasy points per minute. Even if he plays 28, that's 1.5. He's a 0.8 guy. That's going to be a tough sell to come in a double. So I'm going to stick to the top of the heap here for Atlanta. Trae Young on DraftKings is the primary guy. Collins, actually, DeAndre Hunter for 4,400 and 4,700. I'm guessing he's going to end up being popular. Let's look at Dallas now. And if we flip-flop between the two, I mean, Luka looks great. 10-6 on DraftKings. I'd rather pay up for Luka than anything we've seen so far. And I'm going to put everything into a nice big pivot table so we can start looking at this holistically. But Luka looks fantastic. I think Porzingis for 7K and 7,100 looks great. From all intents, from everything that I've seen, he's been healthy throughout the off season. He was able to actually have a training camp for the first time in a couple of years. He's not just rehabbing a torn ACL or a knee or whatever. So if you're going to go to Porzingis, today feels like the day to do it. Get in now while you can. Dwight Powell being 3,700 on FanDuel and 3,300 on DraftKings is problematic for me because I generally end up with more Dwight Powell than I want anyway. I do think that I should walk his minutes back just a hair. So I'm going to take it to 23 and 9. Give an extra one to Willie Cauley-Stein. That softens the edges on Dwight Powell a little bit. We should change the bot name to Morning Bot. That would be funny. Israel, I like that. Yeah, Dwight Powell looking like a nice value across both sites. Maxey for 3,600 on DraftKings looks like he could be a value. Jalen Brunson for 3,500 on DraftKings looks like he'd be a nice value. It looks like we're getting more value on DraftKings on the Dallas side than we did on the Atlanta side. Plus, Dorian Finney-Smith for FanDuel is only 4,300. Small forward shooting guard eligibility, which is not correct, but you take what you can get. That's a pretty good value as well. So now we're going to move it on to whatever's up next. Let's just do Golden State and the Clippers. Only 3 games. Am I frozen on the screen? I am frozen on the screen. Oh, this stupid camera. Well, luckily it doesn't matter and you guys can still hear me. I should also get some music playing in the background. So let's do that. All right, tunes are on. Yeah, I am frozen on the screen. I was having a lot of camera issues this morning, and spoiler alert, they kept up. But it doesn't matter if I'm frozen. At least I'm frozen in a way that it looks like I'm actually talking. So if somebody's actually watching the screen, it's not all that bad. It's probably why I didn't notice. All right, we're going to Golden State, and this one's important because they've played already. We know what their rotation was for the first game of the season. That's helpful, sort of. So what I'm going to do is gut this entire rotation that we had for Golden State previously because we've got new priors now. Steph is going to play. I assume that he plays like 35 minutes. That seems pretty easy to think about. We're going to go to Kevon Looney starting at center. He played 15 minutes, didn't close against the Lakers. He was -8. Who closed? Damian Lee, Steph, Wiggins, Draymond, mostly Bielitsa and Damian Lee. Although I do expect Poole to finish over Damian Lee moving forward. So I'm going to assume that Looney pretty regularly doesn't close. So we're going to talk about like 18 minutes for Looney. I think that's a smarter projection. And then how often did we see Bjelica without Looney or Draymond? A lot. So big chunks of time for Nemanja Bjelica. He played obviously very well. He was plus 20 for the game. So that rotation's not going anywhere. And if I'm to assume that Bjelica closes regularly with Draymond, which I see no reason that he wouldn't, then we're going to go, like 12 to 14 minutes in his first rotation. So he did 650 there, 410. So that's like 11. So let's call it 12 in the first half, 12 in the second half, something like 24 for Bjelica. So he played 26 last time. So let's say, he's probably going to play a little bit alongside Draymond. So let's do 12 and 12 for Bjelica. And then for Draymond, who played 30 minutes in the first one, and I think that's probably going to stick. Let's do 18 and 12 for Draymond. Backup point guard was... Okay, so Jordan Poole played alongside Steph, came off. Steph played the whole first quarter. Poole started the second quarter as the point guard. All right, that works for me. So Jordan Poole played 25 minutes, didn't close. So that's the interesting piece. My expectation is that Jordan Poole will be in a closing lineup over Damian Lee in the future. It makes more sense to me. Doesn't have to be. But let's go ahead and get those backup 13 minutes at point guard to Poole. He played 25. That just feels low. I'll go 26. We got 24 minutes to go at the 4. That's going to be at least some Juan Toscano Anderson. He played 12 minutes in the first game. That seems about right for me. I'm going to make it 14 just to be clean here. And then we'll do another 10 minutes at the 4 for Otto Porter, who did not play nearly as much as I was expecting and looked pretty washed. Wiggins can just pop in here immediately. He played 26 minutes. Got to assume that starts to ramp up. Let's just go 30 for right now. So we're up to 8 guys. By the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. To the person that said that Golden State doesn't ever play 11-man rotations, congratulations. They played an 11-man rotation. All right. And that doesn't even count Gary Payton, who did see the floor. Would have been 12. Why wasn't Tim Hardaway on the value page for Atlanta? Mr. Morgana, that would be because he doesn't play for Atlanta. Okay. We have 51 minutes left. We need to get to Damian Lee, Iggy, who played 23 minutes unexpectedly. So Iggy's got to get those 16 minutes. That's for sure. Actually, let's make it... let's make it 16 minutes there for Iggy, which in theory means that I got to move I got to move Wiggins to the 2. So let's do this. 4 and 26. We're going to give Iggy 20 minutes again. I don't really know how else I would do it. I'm going to give, since Damian Lee played 29, but I don't think that he's going to be the guy that closes, I'm going to go to 24. And then I'm going to leave another 7 minutes for Moses Moody, the same way that he got the rotation last time. There's Tim Hardaway's name right there. So, I don't know what to tell you, man. Just missed it. All right, I'm not going to touch any other rates for Golden State. I think that we're pretty much set just with Steph and nothing else. So let's move it on to the Clippers. Oh, 659. It's all right. 140 viewers at 659. You know the goal, guys. We're trying to hit 100 likes by the top of the hour at 7 a.m. If you guys can, please, if you haven't yet and you're enjoying the show, hit that thumbs up. We want to try to get that into 3 digits before we get to 7 o'clock. Now let's touch on the Clippers. So for the Clippers, a lot of injuries. Obviously, no Kawhi. Nick Batum has been ruled out. Serge Ibaka is out. Keon Johnson and Jason Preston are both out. I feel like that's probably less interesting. So let's go ahead and lock and load the Clippers, who have not played yet. Mr. Morgana, man, don't worry about it at all. It's no big deal, dude. Clint, losing 2 nights in a row, you can't chalk that up to variance. That's just the world that you live in, man. Call me back when you lose 30 days in a row. Two days is not variance, man. Good God. All right, let's start this one off. Reggie Jackson, starting point guard. Let's just go with 30 minutes to start. We'll try to figure out where we need to be after that. Another easy thing to do will be Ivica Zubac playing, I assume, like a decent chunk of time. We got to remember, this is not playoffs, Clippers. Big men are just going to play now. I hope Isaiah Hartenstein plays because he's actually good. So we'll go 12 minutes to Hartenstein. We'll say that Marcus Morris plays center 8 minutes. And then we'll say Marcus Morris plays 30. Backup point guard, assuming Eric Bledsoe isn't starting. All right, what's the closing lineup going to be here? Reggie Jackson, Paul George, Marcus Morris, Terrence Mann, and question mark? Oh, man, they can go so many different ways. And against Golden State, actually, Zubac might get played off the floor. Probably not in a regular season. All right, we're going to give 28 minutes to Eric Bledsoe. We're going to give 24 minutes to Terrence Mann. Clint, I could play all week in a no vets contest on Yahoo and lose every day and not think anything is weird. 2 days is nothing. It could not be more meaningless. All right. Minutes at the 4. Is Justice Winslow going to play? I guess he is. Who the hell is going to play at the 4? Let's just put Paul George in immediately for 36 minutes. All right, Max Slickum, if Bledsoe's playing at least 30, do you think that Eric Bledsoe is starting? Because it's going to be pretty hard for him to play at least 30 and not start. He might be starting. I don't know. Wouldn't be my guy, but that's neither here nor there. So where are the minutes at the 4 going? Is Paul George just like the nominal 4 and also the shooting guard at the same time? I just don't see it. Obviously it would have been Nick Batum. 1, 2, 3. God, this is brutal. This is legitimately brutal. It's got to be Paul George, right? Like, no, who's bigger than him? I guess it's just got to be Justice Winslow right out of the gate, and he's going to play 18. But even still, that leaves me minutes. So let's do 8 here. And then 28. And then Luke Kennard plays 20. And I'm missing one guy, which is... Who? Who am I missing? Who's guy 10 in this rotation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Who am I missing? Who's going to play? Who's the 10th guy? Maybe Hartenstein plays more? That's less Morris at the Yeah, let's do that. Let's do 24 and 6. Bump that to 14. That'd be 30 and 6. That makes a little bit more sense. And then we can do 2 and 18. So we have 12 minutes left to give to somebody. Who is guy number 10? No Keon Johnson. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not. It's probably Brandon. It's probably BJ Boston, right? They probably go to Boston, or do they go to Jay Scrub? Wow, Clippers last guy to me is really difficult to figure out. And it's not even just that. I'm going to give Bledsoe that extra minute, by the way. It's not even just that, like, I don't know who that it's going to be because we don't have any information, but they don't have enough people. All right, we didn't get to 100, but we're at 92, so we're going to hit it pretty quickly. I don't think it matters who I give these minutes to. We'll try to figure it out as we move along the day. I am going to give them to Jay Scrub right now, but I don't think that it matters. I think we can get Luke Kennard up to 22. So that finishes off the Clippers. We do need to look at rates because obviously Paul George's rates are going to be different since there's no Kawhi Leonard. So last season, when Kawhi Leonard was off the floor, Paul George did what? 34% usage rate for Paul George in situations where Kawhi was off the floor. I'm going to give it 33 just because I think it's going to be a little bit different now with Reggie Jackson manning the helm. Lou Will also had a ton of usage. I'm going to take him off just because he's clearly not there. Oh, man, I got to record NFL contenders today. That is really not ideal. And I just wish that my camera wasn't frozen. That is also not ideal. All right, let's go 33 and a half, actually. I think I need to keep Reggie Jackson at like 20 and a half. Does his assist rate change? Not really. Anybody else I need to bump here? I guess not. Everybody else seems to be where they should be. Marcus Morris takes more shots. Nobody gets a crazy assist rate, so that's fine. Paul George rebounding rate actually went up a bit. Let's bump that. Everything else seems fine. So, all right, let's look at this game. Golden State. All right, so for Golden State, we've got Curry looking good, 10K on FanDuel, 10K on DraftKings. I certainly prefer Luka, but ownership tells the story here. There's a lot more value here for Golden State. Bielitsa, 4,800 on FanDuel, 4,600 on DraftKings. Damian Lee is 3,600 on DraftKings. Watch yourself here. 5,500 for Jordan Poole on DK. Don't be surprised if people overreact to Damian Lee and get a little bit heavier than they should at 3,600. That wouldn't surprise me. But he is a great value. He and Bielitsa are the two best values on DraftKings. Bielitsa probably the same story on FanDuel. And then for the Clippers, why is Isaiah Hartenstein's stat line not pulling through? I have his name spelled ISAI. Why is that breaking? Oh no. Oh no, I froze my sheet. Oh, please don't crash. Please don't crash. I haven't saved it. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I'm glad you guys can't see my face right now. Spinning wheel of death. Isaiah Hartenstein broke my sheet somehow. Oh, this is problematic. This is problematic. I don't want this. I don't want this at all. Always save, everybody. Always save. This is not my day. Camera frozen. Oh, there it goes. All right, sheet is down. Cross your fingers on the auto recovery. All right. So it auto recovered all the way through my Marcus Morris rates. That's nice. Let's go ahead and save it because fuck, obviously that was not ideal. I think we're back. But I assume that he's still like not pulling through correctly. All right, that's a problem for another day. I'm not worried about it right now. Ivica Zubac is 4,200 on FanDuel and 5K on DraftKings. He's a great play today, I think, especially for 4,200 on FanDuel. I'm going to end up with a lot. Reggie Jackson is 5K on FanDuel. There's your most popular player of the day. That one won't even really be up in the air. You're just going to have to play a lot of Reggie Jackson. Bledsoe looks like a decent value. A lot of upside, too. A lot of downside. 4,500 on FanDuel, 6K on DraftKings. The Clippers' pricing is just broken on FanDuel and a little bit more reasonable on DK. I have no idea why Hartenstein is pulling through in one spot but not another, and that is legitimately problematic for me. So we're going to cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's finish off this slate with Miami and Milwaukee. Miami has not played yet, so let's dive into that rotation for the first time. And as we do so, we get no Victor Oladipo. Everybody else is healthy and available, so this should be pretty easy to do. 34 minutes right out of the gate. Bam Adebayo. Done. Kyle Lowry, new point guard. 34 minutes. Done. Let's just fill in everybody. Duncan Robinson for 30. Jimmy Butler for 34. I don't think PJ Tucker is going to play that many minutes, so let's give him 28. Backup center is going to be Dwayne Dedmon. Straight backup. Boom. Easy. Tyler Hero. Let's just say Tyler Hero is like nominally a backup point guard. Plays another 14. Markieff Morris at the 4. Getting the other 20 minutes. We've got 18 minutes left to go. Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, KZ Okpala. We can go a couple different ways. Strus will give 10 minutes, and then I'm going to give Gabe Vincent 8. We'll leave 6 here. 22, 26, and 4. Done. That would be the Miami Heat. Miami Heat are easy. Ooh, congratulations, John. Excellent work. Perfect night. Don't get the sense that I need to change any rates. Kyle Lowry will impact this team, but I don't think it's all that big given Dragic was basically similar rates. So we're going to move forward with Miami as is. We'll then go to Milwaukee, and we have seen the Bucks, so we know their rotation, which is helpful. Giannis in for 20. I'm going to gut everything. So we know for Milwaukee, no DiVincenzo, no Portis, no Hood, no Semi. WS, Matt Giles, good to have you guys. Yeah, Mark, he got his shot like 2 weeks ago. All right, Brook Lopez played 28 minutes. We're going to go ahead and give him 28 minutes. I'm going to say that Sandro Mamukelishvili does get run once again. Not a lot of it. I'll give him 6 minutes. At which point, Giannis gets the other 14, plus another 21. Drew Holiday, 35 minutes. Chris Middleton, 35 minutes. Backup point guard run, straight to George Hill. Most of this is going to be pretty easy. Connaughton played 30. Jordan Nwora played 26. Thanasis played 12. All right, so let's get Jordan Nwora, or let's get Pat Connaughton 28 minutes. I think that's going to be reasonable. Grayson Allen played 28 minutes. I think we're going to want to do pretty much the same thing again there. 20 and 8. Although that's going to move a lot of those minutes for Jordan Nwora. Nwora played 26 minutes. Big stretch there in the third. Did get the blowout run at the end, so that's 345 off of that. So we're talking like 22. I think 20 makes a lot of sense for Jordan Nwora. So let's try to give him 20 here. 20 and 15. That leaves us 12 additional minutes. And they'll go straight to Thanasis. Bang. Done. Done, done, done. Gambit, nice to see you. Hugo, good morning. The Bionic Milkman, good morning. Let's finalize Milwaukee and Miami. So we'll start with Miami. On the Miami side, Duncan Robinson, 4,200 on FanDuel. Looks like a really nice value. Tyler Hero, similarly at 4,900, but clearly Duncan Robinson. Well, I don't know. The Tyler Hero being a better permanent guy makes these guys look similar. But Robinson and Hero on FanDuel look great. If I'm going to one of the big three, it'd be Bam on FanDuel. On DraftKings, it's definitely Bam, where he's the cheapest. Jimmy Butler on DK looks pretty good at 8,300. Not so sure I like Kyle Lowry for 8,100. Not in this offense. Then for Milwaukee, we've got Giannis at the top. My favorite pay-up option, again, I assume. We'll see when we run the crunches, but I'm guessing he's ahead of Luka. Drew Holiday on DraftKings, for some strange reason, got his price dropped to 6,500. Play all of the Drew Holiday. He's going to be one of the most popular plays of the day. Cash game lock. Chris Middleton is 7,300 on DraftKings. Even that price tag isn't correct. I think Jordan Nwora for 3,700 on DraftKings still works as a value. But you guys know what time it is. It is time for crunches. It is time to figure out who are in the power rankings, who's in the optimal. We're going to start it off with DraftKings. So let's get the projections in. And we're good there. Optimal lineup on DK for today at the start of the day. Luka Doncic, Jalen Brunson, Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Dwight Powell, Drew Holiday, Luke Kennard, and Ivica Zubac. I like it. You can drop down 0.2 of a point. Bring Jordan Nwora in for Middleton. Bring Porzingis in for Luke Kennard. I know that's not the correct swap, but you know what I mean. All right, power rankings on DraftKings. Where are we going to end up? Yeah, no surprises there. It's just an optimal canter. The last guy in doesn't matter. Yeah, Drew Holiday pretty firmly at the top here of the power rankings. Middleton, Jalen Brunson, Dwight Powell, Luka Doncic. That's a trio. Zubac at 5K. Giannis actually neck and neck with Luka right now. Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Trae Young, Paul George, Tyler Hero, Porzingis, and Wiggins popping around here at the bottom. But those power rankings look pretty good to me. I have no complaints. Anybody that you guys expected to see that you don't see? I'd love to know that. I'm pretty happy with what I see on the screen. Drew Holiday, I think is pretty clearly the best play on DraftKings given his price tag. 6,500 for Holiday is legit dumb. He's probable for the game against the Heat, so clean MRI, day of rest, all good. Fire up Drew Holiday. Got to let this crunch finish, and then we can run FanDuel. Man, I keep like looking at the camera. You guys can't see that. I don't really want to have to deal with the frozen camera after this either. It's really annoying. Yeah, Drew Holiday is not hurt. He is probable for this game. Oh my God, just get to 1,000 lineups already. Let's finish it. Yeah, so look at the top of this. A lot of Milwaukee, a lot of Dallas at the top. 4 guys, Brunson, Doncic, Powell, Porzingis, all jammed in here at the top of the heap. Probably one of them will be in an optimal lineup. All right, there we go. Let me just export this quickly. Good. 180 people. We're over 100 likes. You guys are the best. Let's run FanDuel and check it out, and then let's get out of here. We got a big one tomorrow, 10 games, and we got to move through it really quickly. All right, optimal lineup on FanDuel. Luka Doncic, Reggie Jackson, Tyler Hero, Eric Bledsoe, Giannis, Dorian Finney-Smith, Bam Adebayo, John Collins, Ivica Zubac. I like that one a lot. You get Luka, you get Giannis. There's plenty of value to go around. There's nobody in here that I'm just like, oh, that guy's not going to play a lot. For a 3-gamer, that one looks pretty damn good. You could drop down 1/10 of a point if you want. You bring in Kyle Lowry instead of Tyler Hero. Nope. You bring in Kyle Lowry instead of John Collins. And you take out Dorian Finney-Smith for Dwight Powell. Yeah. That's close. There's another 31-9 too. That gets Drew Holiday on in place of Tyler Hero, I believe. And some other switch. All right, power rankings on FanDuel. And let's close this out. Boom. Oh, boy. Well, that's what happens when Zubac is 4,200 and you think he's going to play 30-something minutes. He's going to be in everything. Yeah. I mean, these are already pretty stable at the top, but Zubac is going to be the number 1 play on the Clippers if you're assuming he starts. If you assume Zubac is going to close, or likely to close, then he's the best play on FanDuel. If he doesn't get his 4th rotation and plays 22 minutes, he's just a good value play. So he's a guy that I'm definitely going to be on a lot. Bam being second is not what I expected, but 8,200 looks pretty good to me. Giannis, Reggie Jackson, Luka, Porzingis. Giannis and Luka pretty close to each other. Paul George, Steph Curry, they're probably in like a little, like a half-step tier behind Luka and Giannis. You get that John Collins, Tyler Hero area. Fun slate. I like it. There wasn't a ton of overlap on FanDuel for night 1, so adding this 3rd game, I think you could still make some pretty good lineups. Jimmy Buckets or Middleton to rekindle an old argument. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious now. Chris Middleton's got a ring on his finger, so I'd rather have Chris Middleton. You guys can't see my face making all sorts of like sarcastic smiles and stuff, but this is where we're at now, guys. This is the end of the stream. I can't switch to the full screen send-off because I'm just going to be frozen solid. That's not ideal. So I guess I'm going to talk us out of here right now. I wish I was. Knowing me, I'd flip off the camera and that'd be the moment that it like somehow starts working again. That's it, everybody. We got this one in the books. At the top of the heap is Zubac, then Bam Adebayo, Giannis, Reggie Jackson, Luka, and then Porzingis. That's the top of the heap right now. Guys, thank you for joining me so much. Shout out to Prize Picks for being the presenting sponsor of the Process Show. I've got to record some contenders videos for the NBA. I've got to record some contenders videos for the NFL, which really are going to have the zip taken out of them for me mentally. And then we've got Strategy Show, myself, and Adam Scher breaking down these 3 games. So thank you guys for joining us. Please hit that like button on your way out the door. Love having you guys. I love seeing you. Let's close out the work week strong tomorrow. Bring your coffees. We're having fun on Friday. Adios, everybody.